Hugh Hewitt live in Studio West, joined by United States Senator John Cornyn from Texas. Good morning, Senator. Welcome back.
Good morning, Hugh. Good to be with you.
I'd like to remind people you're the only member of the Senate who's been both judge and justice. You served as a Texas trial court judge and as a Texas Supreme Court justice member. So when I ask you this question, you're speaking about it from experience. What do you make of the Manhattan DA and the grand jury investigation of Donald Trump? Is it politicization of prosecution, or is it the sort of thing to which we are accustomed?
Well, the power that a prosecutor has is enormous, and it's unilateral, and it requires the highest degree of professionalism and good judgment. And I don't see those attributes in the DA's prosecution in Manhattan. As a former judge, I am a little reluctant to weigh into something that, frankly, is a little opaque in terms of the facts, but any politicalization of the prosecutorial power is an abuse of power.
Now, you're also a Texas senator. Neither you nor Ted Cruz was with the president in Waco. Was that because you guys were both in D.C.? Do you just want to stay out of presidential politics? Why did you not go to the rally?
Well, I was proud to serve for 4 years when President Trump was president of the United States. I thought we accomplished a lot, but I'm not going to get involved in presidential primary politics. I don't see the point. I do think it's very important that we have a candidate who can win in 2024, and I'm not sure President Trump is that candidate, but I'll let that all get sorted out in the primary.
Well, that's what I do. I'm in Republican Switzerland until we have a nominee, meaning everyone is welcome here, and we'll talk to everyone. But the president, I've been playing his speech since so many people did not hear the former president. His strategy seems to be to relitigate the two impeachments, to bring up prosecutorial, and to attack Ron DeSantis. Do you think that's a winning way, or do you have to look forward?
I think that's a mistake. No voter that I know of goes to the voting booth and casts a ballot based on what happened 4 or 5 years previously, or try to relitigate things that have since been resolved, even if you don't like the way they've been decided. So I think what people want is a hopeful vision for the country. We've seen where Joe Biden has taken us. We need a strong conservative agenda and leader, and we need a majority in the United States Senate. It will help a lot if we have a strong candidate at the top of the ticket with that kind of vision.
So, Senator, I also want to ask you, as a former member of the Texas Supreme Court, you saw the liberal left in America try and pack the court in the first 2 years. That's over now because the House is secure, and Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema didn't change the filibuster. But the media covered that very differently than they're covering the Israeli judicial overhaul. I have no opinion on the merits of that because I'm not an Israeli. But have you noticed how differently the coverage is of the attempt to wreck the Supreme Court in the United States and the attempt to overhaul the Supreme Court in Israel?
Yeah, I've been watching like you have as a spectator. Since I'm not an Israeli, I don't think it's appropriate for me to weigh in. But I think a lot of this has to do with the left's dislike for Bibi Netanyahu, who obviously has a very conservative coalition that he's got to lead. Israeli politics is tough. And frankly, I don't think it makes a lot of sense for outsiders to be able to be giving gratuitous advice.
Well, I am very upset with President Biden weighing in on this. And I wonder if you have a reaction. If any Israeli politician called us up in the middle of the court packing debate and said, I think X, we wouldn't pay any attention to that. It's a domestic issue. It's about our Constitution. It's about their Constitution. They don't have one, about their basic law. Are you surprised that Team Biden is leaning on Israel this badly?
I am. I think it's a mistake. And, President Biden's foreign policy efforts have been pretty embarrassing. I remember the fist bump with Mohammed bin Salman after he was so critical of the Saudis. Then the Saudis were chased into the embrace of the PRC, the People's Republic of China, who presumably negotiated a deal between Iran and their mortal enemy, the Saudis. So I think, unfortunately, President Biden's history of making bad decisions when it comes to foreign policy continues to this day.
It absolutely does. Now, Senator, I want to go back to that one lens. The media just distorts everything. We don't get an accurate representation of any debate. Do Texans understand that? We really don't hear what's really being said. It's all filtered. Do they know that?
I think they by and large do. I do think, it's unfortunate that we have a media today that tends to engage in confirmation bias, whether you're on the right or the left, and not challenge people by providing just the facts and the truth, and letting people make up their own decisions, and having the kind of debate that you like to have on your radio show of people from all points of view, so people can make those decisions for themselves. That's missing in today's media, and we need it back.
Senator Cornyn, very quickly, have Joe Biden called you yet about this budget impasse? You worked with him for a lot of years. Has the president called someone like you, a veteran of the Senate, to talk about the budget impasse?
No, the president's AWOL when it comes to negotiating this. That's irresponsible.
Oh, my gosh, it's so irresponsible. Senator John Cornyn, always good to catch up with you. Thank you so much, Senator.